Is worksheet number 15 from the mathematics preparation for the academic decathlon for 2024. Volume, this is the volume practice worksheet. I love volume. Find the volume of a cube with a side length 7 centimeters. So volume, we remember volume formula is big B times H, where big B is the base area. So we want to find the shape of the base and then multiply it by its height. The height is going to be the distance between the bases. So when we have a cube that is a side length of 7 centimeters, we know the cube has equivalent side lengths. So it has a length, a width, and a height that is equivalent. So when I talk about the base area, I'm talking about the base of the cube. That's the bottom part. So the base shape is a square. So the base area, the shape of it is a square. So we would turn this equation into s squared, because that's what the area of a square would be, times the height. So s is going to be the base. That's this, the yellow bottom. So s is a side length, so that's 7 centimeters quantity squared times the height. Now the height, it's not the height of the base, it's the height of the object between the two bases. So that's going to be times 7 centimeters also. So volume equals, that's 49 centimeters squared times 7 centimeters. And that's going to give me, what's 49 times 7? 49 times 7 gives me 343. So 343 centimeters cubed. Volume is always going to be a cubed unit, so make sure that you do it in that fashion. Find the volume of a cylinder. So a cylinder looks like this, and it has a radius of 5 centimeters. That's not a very good 5. That's barely better. And a height twice as long as the radius. So the height is going to be 10 centimeters. The formula, again, for a two base, the volume of a two base figure is always going to be volume equals big B times H. What's the base shape? The base shape is a circle. It doesn't look like the word circle. The base, what is the shape of the base? The shape of the base is a circle. And so we're going to fill in that area of a circle. The area of a circle is pi r squared times the height. So this represents the base shape. This represents the height. That's going to be the height of the object, the distance between the two bases. Any cylinder, any prism is going to be a two base figure. So pi, that's a horrible pi, pi times the radius, which is 5 centimeters, quantity squared, times the height, which is 10 centimeters. You're going to have 25 pi centimeters squared times 10 centimeters, which gives you 250 pi centimeters cubed. The symbol of pi will always go in front of the variables, the units, but not in front of the coefficient, 250. So some teachers are going to let you give it as 250 pi. Some teachers, you can do 250 times 3.14, which is our pi value, 785. So some people would say 785 centimeters cubed. This is an approximation. This is an exact value. So you can either give either of those. It depends on what the assessment wants your answer in. Does it say anything? I don't think it said anything about giving it in pi or exact values or whatever. So I'll just continue to do 2. The volume of a sphere. So a sphere has no bases And the volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. So we're going to plug that in, 4/3 times pi, my radius with a diameter. So this is a diameter of 8 meters, which is a radius of 4 meters. So I'm going to plug in 4 meters quantity cubed, and that's going to give me 4/3 times pi times 4 cubed. 4 cubed, 64 meters cubed. 3 doesn't go into that. So I'm just going to multiply 64 times 4, which gives us 256, 256 over 3 pi meters cubed. Yowzers. Volume equals. So you could have that, 256 over 3 pi meters cubed. Is it in your best interest to convert it to 22 over 3? No. So it's probably just as well, and you definitely wouldn't substitute. So pi can equal pi. It can equal approximately 3.14, and pi can also equal approximately 22 over 7. Sorry, 22 over 3. 22 over 7. If we look at 22 divided by 7, we get an approximation of pi, 3.142857, etc. So it doesn't behoove us to convert this to 22 over 7 because nothing would cross cancel. We just get a bigger number. So I think we'll just keep it at that. Find the volume of a cone with a diameter of 6 inches and a slant height of 5 inches. Very important to understand the difference between slant height and height. Slant height is on the outside. Interior height would be perpendicular to the center. Slant is on the exterior, and that's so slant height deals with surface area. This is a trick question. So we're going to have to do a little Pythagorean theorem here. This is going to be 3 inches. That's the radius. So I need to find, and I'm given the hypotenuse, and I need to find the leg. So I need to find that. So h squared plus 3 squared is going to equal 5 squared. So h squared plus 9 equals 25 minus 9 gives us h squared equals 16. So h square root h equals 4. So that height is going to equal 4. And the formula for volume of a cone is 1/3 big B times h. The volume of a cone or a pyramid is going to be 1/3 the base shape times the height. So the base shape, what's the base shape? A circle. So we're going to plug in the base area, which is pi r squared times the height. So we have v equals 1/3. We're going to keep pi. The radius was 3 inches, quantity squared, times the height, which is 4 inches. Well, I hope they're all inches. Are they all inches? Inches, good. Just making sure. V equals 1/3 times pi times 9 inches squared times 4 inches. We like this because the 3 in the denominator is going to cancel with the 9. And so we are left with a volume of 12 pi inches cubed would be our volume. Nice. Keeping track, organized, knowing, attacking the problem. I've done this so many times that I'm not slowing down. I'm familiar with all the formulas. I'm familiar with all the different tricks and trades here. Slant height only deals with surface area. And we're not finding the surface area, we're finding the volume. Volume is interior. Surface area is exterior. What is the radius of a cone with a volume of 27 pi cubic feet and a height of 9 feet? So we want to look for r, and we have a height of 9 feet, and we know volume equals big B times h, 1/3. Big B times h, volume equals 1/3 pi r squared h. And now we can start plugging in some of the values. 27 pi equals 1/3 times pi. I don't know what my radius is. I do know what my height is. I don't need the units. The units are gonna, since they're the same, we don't have to worry about that. So I can make this 27 pi equals 3, because 3 in the denominator, 9, 3 pi r squared. Now we're solving for r. So let's isolate r squared. So we're going to divide by 3 pi, divide by 3 pi. The pi's cancel. That gives us 9 equals r squared. Let's take the square root of both sides. 3 equals r, so it's going to be 3 feet equals my radius. So my radius equals 3 feet. You need the unit with that. What is the height of a cylinder with a volume? So here's my cylinder. I have a radius 1/3 of a foot. 1/3 of a foot. So if a foot is 12 inches, 1/3 is going to give me 4 inches. So my radius is going to be 4 inches. I don't know what my height is. That's what I'm solving for. So volume equals big B times h. Volume equals, base shape is a circle, so pi r squared times h. And now let's start plugging in. 64 pi equals pi times the radius. I don't need the units. 4 squared times the height, which I'm looking for. 64 pi equals 16 pi times h. Let's divide by 16 pi. 16 pi, I think that's 4. These cancel. 4 equals h. Height, now let's use units. Now we want units. So inches. So 4 inches equals the height. So the height of the cylinder is going to be 4 inches. Order from the least volume to the greatest volume. A sphere or a cylinder and a cone with a diameter and height of 10 centimeters. So a sphere is going to be volume, which is 4/3 pi r cubed. And then a cylinder, which equals pi r squared times h. And a cone is going to be 1/3 pi r squared h. Okay, and what information? With a diameter and height of 10 centimeters, so we know the radius is going to be 5 centimeters. Height 10 centimeters, radius 5 centimeters. Height is 10 centimeters. Radius is going to be 5 centimeters. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be, well, it'll be interesting. So this equals 4/3 pi times 5 cubed, which is 25 times 5, 525 times 5 is 125, sorry, 125. So 4/3 times pi times 125. 125 times 4 equals 500 divided by 3 is 166 pi. Okay, this is going to be pi times 25 times 10, which is 250 pi. That's surprising. And this is 1/3 pi times 25 times 10, which is going to be 250 divided by 3 pi. So 250 divided by 3 equals 83, approximately 83.3 repeating pi. So we're going to say the cylinder is 1, the sphere is 2, and the cone is 3. So order from least is cone, that's the least, then the sphere, then the cylinder. So cone, sphere, cylinder. Cone, sphere, cylinder. Small to big. Yeah, that was kind of surprising. What is the difference in volume between a cube with a side length of 4 inches and one whose side length has been tripled? Yes, this is good. So volume, we're going to increase. So we have scaling properties. And when you increase a cube that is 4 by 4, by 4, when you increase it, if you've tripled it, you're tripling it in all 3 dimensions because volume has 3 dimensions. So you're increasing 4 to 12. So now you're dealing with an object that is 12 by 12 by 12, which is considerably bigger. What is the difference in volume? So that's going to be 3 to the third. So I'm going to say 27 times. I'm going to guess that it's 27 times bigger, and we'll see. So that's going to be, it's going to be side length cubed. So 4 cubed is 64, right? 4 cubed, 64. And then we have 12 cubed, which is 1728. So the volume of this is 1728 inches cubed, and I bet that's 27 times. What is 64 times 27? Come on, baby. 1728. Yes. So it's going to be 27 times bigger, and it is bigger by 1728 minus 64. 1728 minus 64 gives us 1664. So it's bigger by cubic inches. So it's larger by 1,664 cubic inches. It's a weird question because they want to know the times bigger. Find the areas of the following. It's a rectangle. Area of a rectangle is length times width. So 18 times 8. What's that? 64, 144. 18 times 8, 144. So no units, so we just say 144. Now if you want, you can write units squared. I was never a big fan of that, but it's a circle. Area of a circle is going to be pi r squared. So we get pi, radius is 6 squared, so 36 pi units squared. And again, do they want you to use pi in pi? This is the area of a triangle, which equals base times height divided by 2, or 1/2 base times height. I always like base times height divided by 2. Base is 8, must be perpendicular to the height, which is 7. These cancel, so area equals 28 units squared. That's it. All right. More area. That's like 7th grade material. Volume, area, surface area. We didn't do any surface area. That was all volume. All right. Good luck.